Welcome back to Talkin Shop with Shop Saber. I'm Brandon, back with Jesse and Garrett, and now Chad.
Oh, yeah.
How you guys doing this morning?
I'm cramped. Tired.
Cramped.
Me?
There's a lot of people in
Have
this
you seen
closet.
the size of this, man?
There's a lot of people in the closet.
You 4 of us in here now.
There's 4 of us in here now. But hey, it's a little warmer now.
Hey, I appreciate you letting me sit on your lap today, Chad.
No problem. Definitely warmer.
Thank you.
Episode 62, guys.
Yeah. Wow.
Garrett's literally sleeping.
Yeah, he is.
Literally sleeping in the corner.
Shut up a minute.
Garrett, wake up.
I'm tired for sure.
Yeah, I can tell.
Yeah.
That's why you have your pillow and blankie. It's like
Pacifier.
It's like kinder care in here. He's got his snacks and his pillow and
No,
his
there's no
blankie.
snack today. I was disappointed. Like, what
wish.
kind of crunchy stuff are you going
I'll
to chew
probably
on this morning?
I'll sneak out in a little bit and grab something.
Oh, there we go. I knew you would.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Chad, are you going to UPS for lunch or?
I'm not.
You got packages drop off today?
Chad has this super sweet looking shirt that looks like UPS. I like it. Then you have Lumberjack Jesse over there.
Yeah. Look good today. You
Yeah.
know it.
Lumberjack Jesse.
Yep.
He looks like he's getting done with this. He's going to go on Tool Time and be with Al Borland.
Hey, I would do that. I think I'd be good at that.
Like, well, I just got to do my podcast and I got Tool Time. Then I might actually do some work today.
Maybe. Really about it. Definitely going to comb my beard today at some point.
I don't know why. You should just comb it with a razor.
Whoa. Better settle down. I heard your rude comments last week.
They were very truthful comments.
That was a lie.
They were truthful.
Bull.
The truth
crap.
hurts.
I had at least 3 emails from listeners saying otherwise. At least 3.
They were all your wife, probably.
Doesn't matter. I still got at
Your
least
wife
3.
emailed you 3 times to let you know you
got
still
at
looked good.
least 3.
Yeah, okay. While she was feeding you chicken noodle soup. Yeah.
You feel better, Jesse?
Yeah, I'm getting there. I'm tired, man. I'm still tired. I'm spent.
Yeah.
Yeah. Still can't taste anything again.
Oh, that's good.
Can't smell
Good for
anything.
you.
Yeah.
Sounds like
Sicknesses suck.
It is
Yeah,
what
sure.
it is.
I heard you were down with the sickness.
I was down with the sickness.
That's a song, I
was.
think.
Thanks, Garrett.
I think that
Forgot
might be
you
a
that
song.
one.
Yeah.
Perfect.
I just figured you didn't know.
Nope, didn't have a clue. Oh man. Yeah, last week's episode we talked about change, Jesse. Did you listen to it?
I did. I listened to it. It was if Chad wouldn't been involved, I'll tell you this, it was almost unlistenable. It was that bad. Chad, you really
I agree.
You added to that a lot. Like,
Thank you, Jesse.
I would have shut it off if you weren't there.
I think that's why he's back this week.
I know a change you should have made. You should have changed the host.
Should have got rid of you.
You should have changed the host.
Should have got rid of you and replaced
should have
it with
had Chad host it. That's what you should have done.
Chad, you want to host it? You want to host this then?
No, I'm good.
Yeah, see, he didn't want to host this. He just wants to replace you.
No, I listened. I thought it was really good. I thought it was really good.
You want me to read this email I got from Chad after the episode last week?
What's that?
Dear Brandon, I think Jesse sucks at podcasting. I should replace him.
That's not true.
Sincerely,
Chad
the
wins.
Chadalac.
Chad wins. He's the only one that was nice to me last week.
I'm just saying, this is what it says.
Oh, come on now.
Get
Yeah,
out.
no, you were definitely not nice to him.
Get out of here. Garrett, you insulted my beard. Last person I would have expected.
You know I love that beard.
Yeah, that's
man.
why I didn't expect
What'd you
it.
guys do this weekend?
Feelings were hurt. I didn't do anything. I sat in a chair.
False.
and
I saw a garage sale at your
I
house.
did. Sunday, I sat outside at the garage sale.
Yeah.
It was my day to run it.
That went well. You're like, hey,
No, it didn't.
come get a broken toaster and some sickness.
I got to see 3 people. No, I was all right by Sunday. My nanny ran it Thursday, Friday, and Bree ran it Saturday, and I got Sunday.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sunday you were like,
I still have a ton of
here's
crap.
$375, achoo!
No.
And some sickness.
Ask Bree, she got so mad. People walking and driving. Like, guys, everything has to go today. You can fill the whole back of your truck, $1. She's like, stop it. We're going to have another one. No, we're not. $1 today. Fill your truck.
Back it up here. We'll fill this thing up. Keep
One
going.
guy walks up. He's like, hey, here's a beer. Hey, beer. Hey,
You're like, you've overpaid, but keep going.
You can bring a second truck. What'd you do, Chad?
Not much. Hung out outside. Went golfing.
Golfing.
Oh, yeah.
There he is. Tiger Woods, y'all.
You got that landscaping project going yet?
Nope.
Nope.
Not doing that. Nope, that's June and it's hot. I ain't doing
Open
that.
costs will come down
We'll wait till November.
We'll wait till November till we
Weather's
start that
cooler.
project.
next summer.
Next summer. Next spring. Too warm. What about you, Garrett? Do you remember your weekend?
I didn't do a whole
That's
lot.
always the best question.
I just hung out with friends, did kind of the usual.
I thought you watched your dog this
He
weekend.
did
I did
shots.
have my dog. That was nice.
Hung out with my friends means I did shots.
Yeah.
How about a beer?
Shots.
I didn't do a single
Lots
shot
of
this
them.
weekend. I stayed home for the most
Did you
part.
shoot a wedding this weekend?
I did not shoot a wedding.
You always shoot a wedding.
Nope, did shots with my friends.
There's two things that Garrett does with his life.
Shot
He
photos.
shoots a wedding or he does shots.
Shoots a
That's
wedding
it.
and he shoots whiskey.
He's got two things he's doing.
I did have a glass of whiskey, but I didn't do any shots.
When you say glass, was that the whole bottle?
One glass. Was it,
One
How big was
24
the
ounce
Yeah.
glass.
No,
How big was the glass?
it was actually not that big. It was just a nightcapper.
Was it? Just
Hey,
like,
what'd you do this weekend, Launchpad?
I didn't do much actually.
No flying lessons?
No flying lessons. Nope. Delta's flight 51B was grounded.
Wow.
Got
I
candy.
raced on Friday. I did race on Friday.
Yeah?
Finished second.
Okay.
So that was cool. Got to be the first loser.
How about that candy joint you went to?
Oh yeah, I went to a candy store on Sunday.
Oh, love candy.
Went to the
stores.
largest candy store in Minnesota.
So much.
With my boys. Took my boys down there. We had a good time.
Yeah.
There's a Incredible Hulk thing they have in there. It's pretty ginormous.
You read about the size of his leg.
I was about the size. Yeah, I was about the size of his leg.
Oh,
And then they had an Iron Man there, giant Iron Man. Yep,
how about his leg?
about the same size. And then what else did we do? We got a bunch of candy, like way too
Yeah. Did
much.
you spend a paycheck? It seems
Yeah,
to be
it
what
was a
happens
lot of
there.
candy. My boys were like, "We need this, we need this." I had to put the rule in place that you're not allowed to buy it if I can buy it at
See, our
Target.
listeners don't understand like the size of this candy store.
This candy store is unreal. It's like
It's
I
the
don't even
world's
know.
biggest.
Yeah, it's the world's biggest candy store. It's ginormous, and it's super awesome. My kids love going there, so I brought them down there. And I mean, it literally we walked through it, aisle for aisle, and it took us all of 2 hours to
Yeah,
walk
it's
through
huge.
it, aisle by aisle. I mean, it's legit. But I had to put like I said, I had to put the rule in place that if you can buy it at Target, we're not buying it here.
That's a good rule.
Because it's
Yep.
like they have literally every candy. If there's any candy you ever wanted in your life, and
Ever.
you're like, man, I remember that candy as a kid. They have it.
Yeah.
Like it's the one place you can go and have it. So I'm like, my
Yep.
boys were like, "Hey, Dad, we should get M&Ms." I'm like, "No, we shouldn't. We've had those a million freaking times. No, we don't need those."
Those are available everywhere.
Yeah, you can literally find those on the side
Why
of the
don't you
road.
get some clove chewing gum? Why don't
Yeah.
you try that?
Yeah.
You ever had that?
Yeah, no, exactly. You
Grandma
know what's really
will
cool
love
about the
this.
candy store?
What's that?
They have this super awesome machine there
Yeah.
where you take 4 quarters
Yeah.
and you put them in the machine.
Mhm.
And then you take a penny
Yeah.
and you put it in the machine.
Uh-huh.
And it turns your $1 into 1 cent.
Yeah. It flattens a penny
And
out.
it crushes it.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
it's like just never mind. It's just the best economic.
It's just smart
Was
business.
that,
Yeah.
was that your first time seeing one of those?
No.
Oh, okay.
But it's just the worst thing ever. My kids were like, "Dad, we should do it again." I'm like,
$1
"Yeah,
for
watch
a
me turn
penny.
my money into nothing. This is cool."
$1
It's
for
like
a
going to the
penny.
gas pump. Sweet. Thanks, boys. Let's keep going. Oh man, but yeah. So
You didn't race Saturday?
no, they got 9 inches of rain on Thursday and
Oh.
Friday,
Wow.
and the racetrack was
So
underwater.
you guys couldn't go boating?
Yeah, we
You've
could have gone
flying.
boating. Yeah, could have gone boating. Yeah, could have gone
You've
boating.
gone flying. Why not?
But they
boat?
canceled.
Yeah.
So it was probably best because I found a lot wrong with my car on Saturday.
It doesn't surprise me.
No, it's really kind of getting annoying at this point.
Do you
It's
ever
like
not
you're
work
playing-
on that?
No,
It's like you're
never.
playing bumper cars every weekend.
No, it's not really that. I didn't actually hit anything.
Demo
on Friday.
derby? Is that
I just
more-
think things fall apart. I don't know.
You can't roll it and expect everything to
That's the thing. That's the problem. Like after rolling it, you find all these things that you didn't know existed.
Yeah, I can't
It's like every week. It's like, ooh, look at piece of candy. Ooh, piece of candy. Ooh, piece of candy.
Ooh, missing bolts.
Yeah.
Ooh, missing bolts.
Exactly.
Ooh, missing bolts.
Ooh, spend some more money.
Ooh,
Ooh,
get
spend
the
some more
duct
money.
tape. Ooh, get the duct
Oh,
tape.
I got a lot of duct tape.
Oh, I know you do.
That car is held together by basically duct tape, zip ties, and hopes.
Bubble gum.
Some of it's just hopes. Like I get out there and I'm like, Jesus,
Damn,
take the wheel.
Sure hope this fender
Let's
stays
hope
up.
this thing stays together today. I ran my bumper over one time. My own bumper.
Was
You know
I
what it's
there
like
for
to
that
run your
one?
own bumper?
Was I there for that one?
Yeah, you
was
were
that
I
when
think we
they
were there for that one.
Yeah,
Yeah.
when they stuffed it in
Yeah.
your front window.
Yeah. Yeah, like who does that?
Hey, drive this back.
Yeah, hey, you finished the race. Hey, here's your bumper back. What am I going to do with this?
This Fig Newton sticker
Yeah.
sure is
I got to
distracting.
hold on to this bumper while I drive this giant race car back to my pit.
Why don't you guys just put it over the front of my windshield?
Yeah.
Why don't you set it there?
Just, yeah, stuff it right in the driver's seat.
More convenient.
Super convenient. It wasn't the smartest place to put the bumper, but
Meh, it worked.
yeah, so that was my weekend.
It sounds like we all did a bunch of nothing.
Yeah, a whole bunch of just a wasted weekend.
Except for
Hey,
the candy
guess
store
what weekend
curiosity.
it is? My favorite.
Fireworks.
Firework weekend.
Oh, gotcha.
4th of July. America's holiday.
Got me.
That means
was on
vacation for
Monday.
me.
America's holiday.
That's my favorite holiday.
It is my favorite holiday as well.
I'm having a party this weekend.
What time? I'll be over.
Don't say that. You guys heard it. Both of you heard it.
What time? What day?
5:30 Saturday.
Saturday
My
evening.
going away party.
Ooh,
We're going to post it to Facebook.
I might have to go to that.
Yeah, it's my going away party.
Do I have to bring a gift?
No.
Okay,
no.
then I still might come.
Just no gifts,
if
no
I had to bring a
pants.
gift, I was out.
No gifts, no pants, 5:30.
No pants.
No pants.
I definitely might be coming to this party.
I thought that'd get you.
Sounding like a pretty good time.
I thought that'd get you.
Hey, Garrett, are you coming?
I don't know. No, I'll be on vacation. You know that.
Did I approve that?
Yes, you did.
Okay, just check it.
I'm
Where are you
not,
going?
I'm not important enough in his life.
Where are you
sir.
going?
I will be up north at my cabin for.
So you're not even going that far away. So you driving there is actually possible.
Yeah.
No.
Okay. This seems legit. Chad, are you going to this party?
Yeah, I think so.
You're gonna go to the party?
Yeah.
We're gonna
Then
blow,
I'm out.
We're gonna blow some stuff up. We're gonna
Wait, you're blowing stuff up? I'm back in.
Yeah.
I'm back in.
Yeah.
You lost me and then you found me.
Yeah.
Okay.
Are we just gonna
Let's
jibber
ju-
jabber?
Yeah, we should probably do an episode. So at this point, I think
We're
today's
starting a
episode's
new
gonna-
show today.
Yeah,
It's the
today's
view.
episode's gonna be on Do It Right. Do it right.
We're in trouble.
Yeah, no. But honestly, chose this topic, because we all need a reminder sometimes that there's many ways to do things, but doing it right should always be the answer. I think that right now with everything going on in the world, there's a cheap way to do things, there's a quick way to do things. Obviously, there's a fun way, which is kind of our way, and then there's the hard way. But they're all wrong if you're not doing it right. At the end of the day, if you're doing anything that's not for the good of your company, for the good of your employer, you're doing it wrong.
I agree.
Right?
Yeah.
I mean, at the end of the day, that's what it's all about. Is we all go to work, we have fun. I mean, let's be honest, we do it here too. But we also recognize that we still have a job to do.
Right.
And that's the way everybody should be thinking about it in this world, is that, you have a job to do every day. And if you're not doing your job, you're not doing it right. And sometimes that's just in your personal life too, doing things right in your personal life.
Yep.
You have to make sure you're doing things right. When you look at that, Garrett, what was that? It sounded like Dory from Nemo.
Yeah. What was that?
Jeez. Anyways, so let's just kick it off with, what do you guys think of when someone says doing it right? Not everybody at once. I mean, let's just not all jump in. That's just...
It says Garrett first, sir.
Garrett, you should jump in.
I think about not doing something wrong.
That's right.
That was the best answer you could come up with? That was the answer.
Well, we're gonna do
What
something
do you think of when I say doing it right? Not doing it wrong.
Not doing it wrong.
Okay. Got it. Cool. Good job. Way to contribute.
Doing it my way.
Doing it your way. Doing it the Chad way. This is going great.
Taking your time, slowing down.
Yeah.
Right. Making sure you're taking those proper steps, making sure you're planning out what you're about to do. Take your time, right?
Yeah.
That's
I
what
think of, out of those three answers, that was the right one, and the rest of them just were...
I do like the other two, though. I'm not going to
Unbelievable.
lie. You wouldn't have I had one coming, but you wouldn't have liked it.
Yeah, I figured so.
Yeah.
I personally, though, I think about not cutting corners, not taking shortcuts.
Yeah.
Whatever you do, there's a lot of times in life it's so easy to take a shortcut because, it's faster. It's, less work for you. Whatever that answer might be, why you could take a shortcut. But
Right.
what is Garrett doing?
I don't know.
My God.
He's checking moles.
Yeah,
for
now he's
cancer.
no.
taking
Like,
his
hey,
shirt
Chad,
off.
does this one
Yeah,
look?
he's taking
does
his
this
shirt
one
off,
look
checking
sketchy?
moles.
No, I just remembered.
God,
I
this thing's-
picked a tick off me yesterday.
This thing is
and it was
never-
like in my skin, so I'm checking to see if there was a red dot. Because then I
Everybody
gotta go
right
in.
now
Yeah.
has gone
my
to
God.
a
We've
different
lost
box.
every listener. Every
These guys
listener
are
is gone
dumb.
now.
I think I'm good though.
Okay, back at it.
Definitely good, Garrett.
All right,
Yeah.
thanks, Chad.
I'm glad Chad was checking him for ticks there.
You ever heard that song?
Doing the right thing, right?
Doing the right thing,
Making
exactly.
sure Garrett doesn't get
Yeah.
Lyme's disease.
Helping
But,
friends.
realistically, like as an example for me though, like last Thursday, I had the race car all torn apart, and I needed to finish, to race it on Friday, obviously, but I found a shock mount that was kind of bent or whatnot, or not right on the car, and it would have worked. I could have raced it Friday that way, but it wasn't right. And so even though I had to back up and do a lot more work, to fix that, I still took time to fix that shock mount. And to me, that's the difference in doing it right and taking the shortcuts. That there's two ways I could have done that. I could have just moved on and raced it Friday night, and it probably would have been fine. But my opinion is everything worth doing is worth doing right. And so if I'm going to go out and race that car, I want to do it right. I want to fix that car. I wanted to fix any broken issues that I found. And I just don't think you can get anywhere in life by shorting yourself. As you start shortcutting and you start shorting yourself, you're going to lose out on experience, right? I mean, that's one thing that people don't realize is that sometimes it's just the experience that you lose out on by taking the shortcut.
That's true.
You lose out on knowledge. You know, you lose out on understanding something. You lose out on skills. Whatever it is, you're shorting yourself somewhere, right?
Right. You might not realize it at the time,
Yeah.
but you definitely shorten yourself.
Yeah. So it's that difference in, you know, taking the easy road. And sometimes, yeah, you create yourself a little bit more work to do it right, but that work's worth it in the end.
Right.
So, you know, I guess in business, you know, what does doing it right mean? I mean, really, when you look at business, what does that mean to you? I mean, what does that mean to a business when you say we're going to do things right? Well,
I would say make sure you're investing in the right places.
Yeah.
Right? Make sure that you're investing your resources, your time, your money, your energy into the right places. Like, you know, investing in the right equipment.
yeah. You know, so many people take equipment, you know, that they take in equipment that's incorrect, you know, broken, worn out, you know, whatever it is. They make it work though, right?
Right.
And it's not always the right thing to do. I mean, this is getting by. And in some cases, you need to get by, you know, till you can get to that next step. I get it. There are certain times in your life where you just got to make do with what you have, right?
Right.
But if you're capable of fixing that machine or replacing it or upgrading it, whatever, and you choose not to because this works, you're not doing it right.
I agree with that.
Like, I get getting by. I'm not ever going to tell a business, like, you shouldn't get by, right? I mean, some people, you have a choice. Pay the bills or fix the equipment, right? You're going to pay the bills.
Right.
But there's plenty of business owners out there that have the money to upgrade equipment and to do the things they need to do. And they just, well, this one works, so I can get by. That's not doing it right. You're literally hurting your business. You're hurting your employees. You're hurting yourself.
Right.
Because you're too cheap to replace it.
Somebody taught you wrong somewhere.
Yeah.
Right.
That's exactly it. Like, you're cutting corners. Like, that is cutting a corner as much as you don't want to admit it.
Oh, for
You
sure.
know, being cheap is still cutting a corner.
We hear it on the phone all the time, don't we? Like,
Oh, yeah.
we hear this from customers all the time. And we know you need this machine. Like, we know your machine's going to fail.
Yep.
And we have your solution, and you know you need it. But,
I
hey,
just got my machine working again.
yep.
I hate that phrase.
Oh, I know.
You know, because it's like, again, you just said it yourself. I got it working again. So, okay, so when it breaks the next time, then you're going to reach out to me until you get it going again, and then you don't need it anymore. It's like, it's a vicious cycle. Just save yourself that. Since you got it working again, sell it. It's worth something right now.
Yeah.
Get rid of it and order the new machine.
Try selling that when it's not working next time.
Yeah, exactly, right? But the problem is, the next time it's going to break down, and then he's going to be on an urgent time frame, and it's your fault that you can't deliver it. You know, it's like, lack of planning on your part doesn't constitute an emergency on my part.
Right.
You got to plan for this stuff. You got to be ahead of yourself, and some of that is doing it right.
Right.
Get this thing on order now while you have something you can depend on. So when it does break down next time, you're ahead of the game.
For sure.
I was trying to play devil's advocate in my head about equipment, and then I thought about my business, and I'm like, well, it's the same thing with my camera.
Yep.
Same exact thing.
Yeah.
If I only buy one battery instead of two, well, that battery dies. Well, then I'm screwed.
Correct.
If I buy a camera that has one SD card slot, that SD card crashes. I don't have a backup. Well, now I lose all that footage. So I mean, it's kind of the same thing in a lot
Yeah.
of different aspects.
And that's what I kind of look at as in any business, anything you do. I mean, even in racing, same thing for me. Like, same thing. I have shocks on my car, right? I have an extra shocks, you know, because of that fact. Like, yeah, I could buy 4 shocks and be okay. But again, yeah, you get in an accident and you bend a shock. Now what? Now you don't have something. So it's like you kind of have to be prepared for that stuff. And some of it's doing it right. You know, it costs you a little bit more money up front sometimes. But in the long run, you save money.
True.
I think you got to look ahead.
That's why I had 3 kids, just in case, right? I lost one. I had an extra one.
Jesus
That's why I had 3 of them. I did the right
My
thing.
God.
He
I
said
did the right thing. I knew if I had 2 and I lost one at Walmart or somewhere, the other one was going to be lonely.
My God.
So I had 3 just in case, right?
Yeah.
Lose one, the other one still got a friend.
Makes sense.
I guess that makes sense, though, because he's investing in people.
Yeah.
I was gonna say that,
Good people.
That's actually a good one, Chad. Invest in people, and then, of course,
It's a smart
Jesse-
move, though. You met my kids. You know there's one I might want to lose from time to time.
Sometimes you might even consider them equipment, huh, Jesse?
Yeah. Yeah, broken equipment. Doesn't work ever.
But he gets by. They work.
Yeah,
That's what he
it's
says.
fine.
Yeah, but yeah, you know, you mentioned people. So many, you know, employers burn out good employees because they add to their existing workload versus adding more people. You know, and in today's world, unfortunately, there's nothing you can do about it, right? I mean, you may not be able to find people that you need, or might not be possible to add people right now. But because we're getting by, this isn't right. You know, it doesn't mean you don't keep looking. You know, and I think
this better not be a permanent thing.
Correct.
Right. This better be temporary.
Well, I mean, a perfect example is us, right? Last December. Let's be honest, right? We got by, right?
Yeah.
Like, we worked our tails off, but we got by.
By the seat of our pants.
December.
Yeah, but What did we do in January, February, March? We started upgrading. We added more people. Like, we have more resources around us now. And we did it on purpose because it was like, we got by, but I wasn't going to burn you guys out all year long doing that. So, on the flip side, though, as an employee, if you're milking the system, you got to think about that, too. You should be taking care of your employer. Make it easier for them to know their actual, throughput, their full potential. Because the reality is, if you got one employee not carrying their weight, it makes it harder on the other employees and makes it look like, okay, maybe we need more people. But the reality is you don't need more people, and now you're just wasting resources. So there is a flip side to that, and I get it. Some employers see through that, and some employers say, I don't need to hire another guy because we don't have the workload for the ones we have. We just have one that's not performing. And some of that, comes back to, spending more when nobody's watching. That's right. One area that I think gets missed too, is that, do you cut corners when nobody's watching? I mean, you have to think about your business. Are you buying cheaper material where people don't see it? Are you reusing things you wouldn't otherwise reuse right now? What are you doing when people aren't watching? That kind of says a lot about your character, right?
Right.
It's really easy to put on the show when everybody sees you. But when nobody's watching, what are you doing?
Right.
And that's, doing it right, in my opinion. It's doing it right when nobody's watching is the hardest thing to do. It's so easy to just not do it right because nobody else sees it, right?
Right.
One day you might see it, though. One day they might see it.
Yep.
Are you going to be proud of your work? Are you going to be proud of what people see, what they find? I've always tried to, in everything I do, give myself the best fighting chance to have a reputation I'm proud of.
You also have integrity, right?
Yeah.
That's part of it. All plays together. You have integrity, you have values.
Yeah, exactly.
You take pride in what you do.
I do. I take a lot of pride in what I do, and I take a lot of pride in what people think of me.
For sure.
At the same time, I try to do the same for other people. I try to, always see the best in everybody, but if you're not doing it right, it's hard to see the best in you, right?
Right.
You make it easy on me to walk another direction. So, it's I don't know, it's really easy when we talk about doing it right to talk about doing it right, but actually doing it right is another thing. Yeah, it takes work. You're doing things that you may never receive credit for.
Right.
Right?
Yep.
Sometimes that's the best, though.
It is. I mean, and I think that says a lot about you, Garrett, though, because to some people, that's all they do things for is the credit, the recognition, right?
Yeah.
But it says a lot more about a person when they're like, I take pride in the fact that I might not ever get credit for this, but I did it right. That says a lot about that person's character. And I mean, I think that's you as a person, Garrett. I mean, hopefully you can fit your head out of this door when we're done. But, the reality is you do a lot of things around here that you don't necessarily receive credit for directly. But you're constantly doing. You stay with it, and you keep working, and it's because that you have that work ethic. You want to see something done all the way through. And, I think I can say that about most of our team. Most of our team's willing to do stuff behind the scenes that nobody else sees.
For sure.
It's easy to say, they don't recognize it, so I'm not doing it, right?
Right.
And you hear that from employees all the time. Well, they don't give me credit for it anyways, I'm not doing it, right? You hear people in your daily life like, well, I'm not working that. My boss never notices, blah, blah. Like, that says a lot about you as a person. Like, I'm sorry, but, like, people don't realize it. When they say that to me, I instantly judge them. I'm like, yep. Like, you have no self-worth at that point. Like, if you won't even do it for yourself, of course your boss isn't going to recognize it,
Absolutely.
But, your reputation still, recognizes it. And that's what I always say is, like, that's what people don't realize. Like, you're not getting recognition from your boss at that moment. But you saying that to me, you just got unrecognized by me. Because I just realized, like, that's who you are. But if you would have told me what you do, the boss doesn't recognize it, blah, blah. You don't realize it, but it's your reputation, and I notice it. Other people will see that, through word of mouth. And if you're doing it right, good things happen, in my opinion. Even if nobody else sees it, good things tend to happen. It brings, that positive energy to you.
Just because something wasn't said doesn't mean it was unnoticed.
And that's the other side of it. Yeah, exactly. It's sometimes people assume that they're not being noticed for things. But they don't realize that it's noticed. It's just there's a time and place to, talk about that.
Right.
And it'll come up down the road. Maybe a promotion will come up down the road and you'll get recognized for that, or an award, or, whatever it is. Some business will choose you because you did things that you thought nobody was noticing, but they noticed. They just didn't have a time, or a way to recognize you for it at that moment. But the one thing I can always say to you is if you do it wrong, it eventually shows up in areas where people will see it. I will always say that. Would you agree with that?
Oh, for sure.
Yeah.
For sure.
I mean, I feel like it's like when you used to sweep all your stuff under your bed so your parents wouldn't find it, And they're like, yeah, I cleaned my room. They always found it, right? They always saw that you didn't clean their room.
It's a good
You
analogy.
may have got by for a few hours, right? You got to go play outside for a little bit, but you always come back and bite you in the butt.
That's the first place I check in my daughter's room. Dad, my room's clean. Yeah. Let's go look under that bed.
Let's go look under the bed and look in the closet.
Yeah.
Two
Both
spots.
are full.
Both are disorganized.
In business, you have to think big picture, though, because, I mean,
Yeah.
like you said, that stuff will come up eventually. You
Yeah.
do it wrong for so long. It'll work for maybe a year, maybe 2 years, maybe
Yep.
3, and then, or maybe even 2 months.
Yeah.
Eventually, your customers are going to find out, and your reputation's going to change.
Well, that's exactly what happens is your reputation changes. You know, well, I guess let's talk about that. What happens when you do things right, you know?
Your reputation grows, right?
Yeah.
Your reputation precedes your company. People hear about you through word of mouth, right? Which is
Yeah.
important.
Yeah, so, you know, your reputation will grow. You know, obviously you gain trust.
Right.
So if you gain trust people who have values, right? You know, people trust people who do things the right way, you know, who go the extra mile. And then, as you mentioned, I mean, I think trust kind of falls into reputation, right?
Yeah.
You know, when people trust you, they tell other people, which
They
is
do.
kind of your reputation. And generally, when they tell people good things, you know, it's going to grow.
Yep.
More sales, more profit.
Yeah. I mean, what happens, though, if they don't trust you?
You're going to have a bad reputation.
And then what do they do with that?
They're going to spread it.
They tell people, right? I mean, well, let's be honest. People are willing to talk about something bad way more than they are about something good.
Correct.
I mean, that's the world we live in.
Look at the
unfortunately.
internet.
It's the shittiest world we live in. Like,
Yes, it is.
that literally is people. Like, we will literally, as a society, we go out of our way to bash people.
Yes, we do.
But this world needs more like legit cheerleaders. Like legit cheerleaders. You need to be willing to champion people through life. Like, it's so easy to go through and just completely badmouth people, right? I mean, oh, did you hear what so-and-so did? Oh, man, they did this to this guy. Like, that's all they do. But they don't do it when things are going right. It's like, as a human nature, most people, like, want to see people fail. And I hate that.
Yeah.
I hate it. Like, I want to see nobody fail. I want to see everybody successful around me.
I think it is cool, though, because if you're doing good, you don't get talked about as much. But when you go above that, I think kind of like Shop said, we get a lot of people that brag about us
Yeah.
on the internet and stuff. So I think if you hit a certain level of, you know, you care about your customers and your product really is that good, then you get people that brag.
I agree.
So, I mean, it's about pushing to that next level.
Yeah. Well, I think that's because we push to such an extreme level here. You know, we're not just okay with being good.
No.
We want to be great.
That's how you got to be in this day and age.
Well, I think in this world, like, there's not enough people that even care, let alone care to the level we care to. And so I think that helps us a lot. But again, it goes back to, you know, even in our case, you hear people when something doesn't go right? They always are boisterous with you.
Yep.
I mean, that's the emails I get is when something doesn't go right. I mean, we always typically make it right. We always take care of our customers, which is good, which is why, you know, our reputation is good. But I don't get nearly the emails each day to tell me how great their machines are.
No.
You know, how many days, you know, do I get an email? I mean, we have over 6,000 machines worldwide right now.
Oh, it's gotta
at
be.
least.
Think about how
It's
many
gotta
machines
be.
run great every day and make people millions of dollars. I don't get those emails every day, you know? Like, those are a lot fewer. It's when, hey, this didn't work on my machine today. Hey, you know, this didn't work. Hey, how do I fix this? What do I got to do to make this happen? You don't get the, hey, just wanted to send you a quick email and let you know that this machine's awesome.
I think we do get some, just not
Yeah,
as frequent.
but that's my
Right.
point. Exactly. It's you
That's
know,
what he said. It's not as frequent.
Yeah, and 90% of the emails I do get aren't like, hey, you suck. You know, I don't get those either. It's just something's not going well, so I need your help. But it's not just the, hey, just checking in to let you know I made $100,000 this month because my machine's awesome.
Right.
Like, cool, send me $50. Maybe that's why they don't do it. I'm afraid I'm going to hit them up for $50.
Hit him up for gas money.
Yeah, hey, I need some gas money.
I heard you on the podcast.
I heard you on the podcast. You wrecked your race car.
You need some diesel.
You need some money? Hey, here's a part. Oh, here's a part.
Start getting random parts.
I'm just gonna start sending everybody it's like a, you know, when you get married, they send you those wedding registry things.
That's
I think I'm
funny,
gonna
I
have
was
a
just
race car
thinking this.
registry thing, and just every time somebody says anything to me, I'm just gonna send them my list. Just see if people buy like one part at a time. Like, hey, yeah, thanks for reaching out to us. Here's my list of
If you get
race car
one part
parts.
at
If
a
you
time-
got some spare change, just go and buy one of those.
I'll take a tire.
I'll take a tire. I wear a size 205.
With the amount of parts you go through, it better be more than one part at a time. You should probably try to get a good group of them to send a ballot once.
It's true.
Otherwise, you're not going to make the track this weekend.
Maybe we should do a GoFundMe.
Yeah, I think that's probably more appropriate at this point in the year.
I got a NASCAR budget.
You got the pitcher to use.
What's that?
You got the pitcher to use
I do
with
have
your
the
car
pitcher.
up against the wall.
Yeah. Hey, I can send that to people.
Yeah,
Yeah. Took flying license.
Please
Didn't go
help.
well. Please help.
still stuck.
Still stuck. Hanging from the fence. Feel like a pair of socks. By the way, it does not feel cool to be a pair of socks hanging from a clothesline.
No,
Nope. I know what it feels like now. Pretty boring. But yeah, I mean, really, you gain profits though when you start thinking about your reputation. You know, when people spread good word about you, you know, more money typically finds its way to you, right? I mean, it's just how it works.
kind of how it works.
You know, if you aren't cutting corners to have to redo things, also think about it. You gain profits there too.
Right.
So doing it right might seem harder up front, but sometimes it's more profitable in the long run. Right?
Well, it should be harder up front. You know,
Yeah.
sometimes the right thing is hard.
Yeah,
Right.
but it lowers your overhead because you're
Yeah.
not redoing things over and over.
Yeah,
You know, your ongoing expenses because you're not buying the same piece of material over and over because
that's
you messed it
important.
up.
That's one of the most important things right now. Making sure we're not wasting stuff. Right.
Don't waste resources that you have, whether
Right.
it's labor because then you're going to wear out guys, material because then you're going to use up all the material you have and then you have no material left.
Simply everything compounds when you do the wrong thing. Right.
Yeah.
You do one wrong thing and they start to stack. They start to compound.
Snowballs.
Yep.
Yeah.
Next thing you know, you're just knee deep in a shit show.
That's actually a funny story. That's actually my race program's name.
Is it?
Knee deep in a shit show.
show?
Yeah, that's actually my race program. That's actually my race team's name.
Should be upside down in a shit puddle, but that's fine.
But yeah, you know, you gain market share too. That's another thing to think about.
Yeah.
When you start doing things right and you start, you know, really getting noticed by people, you start gaining market share significantly.
Yeah, you do.
And
We've
you
seen
don't
that
even have to
happen
try
here, right?
because people just naturally start gravitating towards you. So you start taking away from areas that you weren't getting in before, you know?
Right.
Other companies end up having to fight a little bit harder for what they were doing before just because you're just doing it a little bit better.
Right.
Think about that.
Yeah.
Like some of these companies that pop up like out of nowhere, right? Like think about some of the companies, like even just like realtors, right? When the economy, you know, was booming here, some of these realtors that were nobodies, all of a sudden, boom, their names everywhere, right?
Yeah.
And it's like because they were just doing a little bit more than everybody. And they weren't, you know, they weren't necessarily outworking anybody else, right?
Right.
They just their reputation started to perceive them, and then suddenly, you got to go to this guy, you got to talk to this guy, right? So
Let's see what happens now.
That's exactly
You
it.
got to put the work in.
Yeah, now that the work's got to go back in, that's what you'll see. This is where, you know, the going gets tough now.
Let's,
right?
let's see if your face is on the side of that bus in 6 months.
Yeah, exactly.
Right? You're going
Right.
to put the work in.
Yeah. But, you know, you gain respect from people too.
You do.
What are you doing over there?
Nothing.
He is just struggling today.
Yeah.
He picked the mic up off the table
There's some-
and shoved it
some-
in his face.
Some
I was going to chime in, but then you just kept
in this
talking,
room
so
today.
I blame it on you.
You're blaming me. Yeah, fair
Yeah.
enough. Fair enough. Rather than leaning forward to the mic, he decided to bring the mic to his face.
Pick it up and pull it to my
Yeah.
face.
You ever heard of the phrase, work smarter, not harder?
I have heard of that.
Yeah, that's what I just did.
Oh, is that
Now
what
I'm
you-
fixing my posture, and I can still do podcasts.
Oh,
So now what are you going to say?
got nothing for you.
Exactly.
This just got aggressive.
It did get kind of aggressive there.
Yeah, you need
Somebody
to
take his
settle
bucket away from him. Make him
In
stand.
the meantime, shopsaver.com.
In the meantime.
Carrot Tops needs to settle down a little bit.
Yeah, I think
Calm
he
down.
needs to go back to
Little
eating crunchy
bulging.
granola bars in the morning.
Chill.
I think he did find that tick did bite him. I think he's definitely got something going on here.
I'd rather not have limes.
I think you have something. I don't know what it is, but you're very angry this morning.
I'm kind of juiced on caffeine from that coffee.
Juiced.
I'm not going to lie. I'm a little juiced up.
Oh my god. But yeah, so you know, when you start thinking about it, doing it right, you know, do it right for yourself. Right? I mean, when you at the end of the day, if you're not going to do it for any other reason, do it for yourself. You know, your reputation is 100% your responsibility.
Yeah, absolutely.
100% your responsibility. Doing it right represents yourself and whatever you represent. So if you're an employee of a company, doing it right represents that company too.
Yep.
And as much as you don't, you know, you hear people that are always like, oh, it's not my company, not my problem. Do you work for them? It's your problem. It's your reputation still.
Sure is.
You're a part of that. So either be a positive change or don't be a part of it at all.
Right.
That's kind of how I feel. You know, whether this is you as an employee, you as an employer, your reputation is still your reputation. You know, when you do it right, people notice.
When you do it wrong, people notice.
That's exactly right. They talk about it then.
They do.
They don't just notice, they talk about it.
They do. Tell their mom, their granny, neighbor,
everybody.
tell everybody,
Tell-
the dog down the street.
To everybody.
You see what those people did?
You see what those people did with the dog?
Don't ever go there.
Don't ever go there. No, but it's. I mean, that's seriously something you need to think about. Like, really, the people talk when you're not doing something right.
People just talk.
People talk in general.
Just talk.
People just talk. They find any excuse to talk about somebody else, not themselves.
Right.
It's deflection 101. Take it off of myself. Blame somebody else, right?
Yep.
No. Shine that light right in your face.
That's the way of the world, man. It's everyone else's fault, not
Nope.
mine.
I don't believe in that.
Just don't shine a light, laser. For the laser, you can go blind if you shine that in your eye. You can do a light, but just not a laser.
Thanks, Garrett.
You know that?
Cool.
What's that saying, Garrett? I haven't heard it in a long time. You throw that one at us again?
Which one?
Something about a horse's butt, right?
Horses. You can look at a horse's butt and you can see his teeth or something.
Yeah. What is that one?
What was that saying?
I think your horse one is better. You can lead it to water.
No, that's not. No, that is my horse right in the next room. That's the horse we lead to water.
Oh my god. Hey, what was your?
I'm actually trying to think back. I forgot.
That's funny.
It'll come to me. I'll chime in.
A wink and a blink and
A wink and a blink in a horse's eye.
Oh, yeah. A wink's as good as a nod to a blind horse.
That's that thing.
Thank
Yeah,
you.
the horse is blind if you nod and wink at him or something.
Thank you.
I don't know.
Well,
what
if
he
you think about it, it's true.
yeah, it's true.
Yeah.
Winking and blind horses get along.
And you can go blind from lasers.
And you can go blind. Don't forget that. Lasers will
that
blind.
is extremely true.
Don't
Learn
forget
that today.
You can stare at a flashlight, but don't stare at the laser.
Made that note in my iPhone, so don't forget.
Yep.
Don't stare into laser today. No.
Do it right.
Chad, don't stare into laser today.
You know, when you do it right, though, they don't always speak about it. You know, but they do notice it. That's
Right.
something that I will say. You know, same with your business. You know, people remember it. Customers remember it. Eventually, it helps your future. You know, you might not get credit immediately today. You might not get more profits for it today, but down the road, people will notice it. And that goes back to equipment. I mean, let's talk about that for a little bit here. Let's touch on that. You know, when you look at CNC equipment, something you guys talk about every day, all day with customers, you know, doing it right in CNC can mean a number of things, can it not?
Absolutely.
I mean, kind of explain, if you don't mind, Chad, jump in and explain to people kind of the difference between, you know, the right CNC machine and the wrong CNC machine for some of the jobs. I mean, what's something that, you know, makes a difference there?
This is making sure you have the correct options, obviously. You know, more automation's always better.
Yeah. You know, and I think that's the biggest thing that, you know, like you said, looking at the right options. Because how many times do people call you up and they're like, this is all I need?
I'll do it with a manual change.
Yeah. Like, you know, let's talk about that. Manual change. When he says manual change, for anybody not, you know, familiar with that, that's manual tool change versus auto tool change. And you get guys, I mean, I've had it. Guys call me up, you know, in the past, and they've been like, you know, I'm a cabinet maker. I do cabinets all day long, blah, 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 but I don't need to spend the money on the tool changer. Like, you're a fool. Like, no nice way of putting it. You're a fool. Because the auto tool changer literally is cheaper than your time for you changing those bits. Like,
Yeah.
all right, well, I can sit here and change a bit. So then why are you buying a machine? You might as well just cut it by hand.
Right?
Like, you're going to sit at the machine the whole time? Like, that's the point of an auto tool changer, so you don't have to sit there the whole time.
Pay for an employee to sit there the whole
Yeah,
time.
exactly. And so, again, doing it right, like buying the right machine. You can cut corners, and yeah, you save $6,000, right? Is that what it is? Like $6,000?
It's like
yeah,
$6,000.
like $6,000. So you save $6,000 to do it manually. How many times are you going to change bits before $6,000 is added up? Because I'm going to tell you what, you're a $40,000 to $50,000 employee. It's not going to take long to reach $6,000. Like at that point, you've wasted that $6,000 on an employee for $40,000.
Cutting those corners hurts. Me and you were just working on this with a customer, right? We both were working with a customer that had called previously.
Yep.
And he had cut corners on a machine, right? And, hey, I didn't get the things that I should have had on this machine. There was whatever. Well, I went back and looked at the very first quote, and the very first quote was everything the person needed to do the job successfully, right?
Yep.
But they had removed a bunch of items and cut some corners and called back saying this machine's not doing what I wanted it to do. There were items we didn't get. Well, going back and looking at it, you cut corners that would have saved you a lot of heartache, a lot of headache.
Yep.
You wouldn't be looking for, replacing that machine.
So in retrospect, he created more work for himself.
He did.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it's probably going to cost more money because, I mean, you can add a lot of options in the field, right? But now
It's
you
your
got
time.
labor, time, exactly. You got just the cost of, I mean, things are more expensive now than they were then, right?
Right.
So that's the thing that some people don't think about is it's like, I hear people say that. Well, I can add the tool changer later on, and it's the same price. You're right, assuming price doesn't go up.
Right.
Like, assuming goods don't go up. Like, say that to a customer who bought a machine without a tool changer 2 years ago. It's more money now, and there's no way around it because
let's add the
prices
tool
went up, right? I mean, it's not something that is just easy to do either. It's not like, hey, yeah, you know what? At 9 o'clock, I have a meeting. At 10 o'clock, I install the tool changer. At 11 o'clock, I'm going to get the car washed. It's not like it's that easy, you know? Like it's
Thursday, I'm running parts.
Yeah, exactly. You are legitimately taking your machine apart, and you're going to be going through it. So you have to start thinking about that. Cutting corners and doing things just to get by isn't always the right way to do it. You know, and I hear people that are like, I'm only going to spend $40,000. And then you start talking to them a little bit about the machine, and they really need to spend 50. But I'm only spending 40. So you're 10 grand away from the right machine, but instead you're going to save 10 grand. And then you're going to replace that entire machine in 2 to 3 years because you bought the wrong machine.
Yeah.
So instead of just spending 10 grand more now, you're going to spend 90 grand later. Right?
Yeah. Helps me now. Duh.
Yeah. And that's exactly that mentality of like in business. Like think about that stuff. You know, same with material.
Yep.
You see people, you know, as a perfect example, okay? Again, going back to racing because that's kind of what I do. I buy race fuel by the 55-gallon drum
Yeah.
because of the fact that like I'm going to need the fuel, right?
Yep.
Well, I'm going to use the fuel. Is it cheaper today to buy fuel, or is it going to be cheaper in a week or 2 weeks, or you know what I'm saying? Like
Right.
fuel prices generally aren't just dropping.
Yep.
So I buy the 55-gallon drum because yeah, I only need 5 gallons at a time, right?
Yeah.
But I buy it all at that price today,
Yep.
which for me was huge because I saved 64 cents a gallon between when I bought the fuel versus today's price.
I just went to a buddy's house yesterday. He does spray foam insulation. That's
Yeah.
what he does.
Yep.
He's like, let me show you my new garage. Opens the door. I walk in. There's 88 55-gallon drums
Isn't that
of
crazy?
spray foam. I was like, dude, you have a whole semi-truck in here? And he goes, yes, I do. And he's not like the biggest spray foam guy in the world, right? He's just a one-man show. I said, why do you have so much? Why'd you buy a whole semi-truck? He said, because the price was right that day.
Yeah.
He said, I knew the price down the road wasn't going to be right. So I bought the entire semi-truck. Wow. Well, that foam cost you, $300,000. Right now, that same foam will
Yep.
cost him $500,000.
Correct.
Right? I'm going to need it.
And that's the reality of that's a business owner being smart, right?
Yeah.
Because some people look at it as like, man, you spent $300,000, but the reality is he saved $200,000.
Yeah, and like he said, it hurt. It hurt to spend that $300,000, but he knew it was right for his business.
Well, here's the thing that business owners need to remember: just because you paid a price for it, doesn't mean you charge that price for it.
Right.
If you were smart enough to buy it for $200,000 less, when the price goes up and everybody's charging it, your price goes up too.
Right.
But your profits just go up, not your expenses, because you already paid for it.
Right. And then the other thing that hit on that, like when he was telling me that, was there were a lot of other people after that couldn't get it.
Yeah.
So here he is.
Supply and demand.
Supply and demand. So
Yep.
people who had jobs lined up with other contractors, guess what? That contractor can't get foam.
Yep.
Phone's ringing off the hook.
Exactly.
Best decision he made for his business at the time.
Well, yeah, and you hear these companies out there that are talking about buying wood, right?
Yeah.
And they're like, oh, I was buying 5 sheets at a time.
No, you need to buy 500 sheets at a
Just
time.
buy the whole stack.
Yeah, buy the rail car if you
Or
can.
whatever you can afford. I mean,
Yeah.
it's different
Yeah.
for everybody, but
Exactly.
yeah, whatever you
Exactly.
can
But
afford.
buy what you can afford. And that's exactly, and you know, and we're not just saying just go broke to buy stuff, right?
Correct.
But we're telling you, you got to do it right for your business. If you know that you're going to use the material and you have the money, buy it.
Right.
Invest in yourself.
Do it.
You know, same with the CNC equipment. You hear it right now, people. You know, the famous thing you're hearing right now is, "Oh, we're watching the economy." Keep watching.
Yeah,
It's not going to change, right?
No.
I mean, it's going where it's going. It's doing what it's doing. But the reality is, you're either waiting on the economy to fail, or you're waiting on the economy to rebound.
Right.
You never hear somebody be like, "Nailed it! It's the time. The
Yeah.
economy's perfect."
Yeah.
Like never, ever. It's
should-
always waiting on it to fail, waiting on it to come back.
Right. Set
So-
yourself up now.
Yeah, like the reality is, are you doing work tomorrow? Do you have work tomorrow? Are you
Yep.
going to keep the doors open? Are you going to pay your bills? If the answer is yes to any of that, then buy your equipment.
Yeah.
Because you still need to do it, and you might as well do it the most profitable way you can do it.
Right. And don't wait until the day you need it. Like, I need it today.
Especially in today's world.
Right.
You better not wait.
You need to order it now.
Do it right. Plan ahead, because at the end of the day, like, lead times are not getting smaller for most people.
No.
You know, materials aren't magically just becoming available.
No, they're not.
Right? I mean, the economy, the supply chain issues, everything that you're dealing with is impacting things all around the world. Don't delay. Like, you can't wait on things. You got to do it right and get yourself ahead of things.
You do.
Put yourself in a situation where you're not cutting corners. You don't have to cut corners, you know?
And think about how fast this year is flying, right?
Oh, my God.
We are.
It's July.
It's July.
July.
Right? December's around the corner. Things only pick up as we move through the rest of this year.
I just
We're gonna
can't
get
believe it's
busier.
already July.
Either can
Me
I.
neither.
Like, we're halfway through the year, guys.
Yeah.
What?
Right?
Like, I thought we were just got to January.
You guys, this summer's almost over.
Thank God I'll stop crashing race cars. Jesus, can't happen soon enough. Yeah, no, I mean, but you're right. I mean, look how fast the year's gone.
It's flying.
And before you know it, oh, I don't need that till December. It's here.
Yeah.
Get it done.
Yeah. Right? And then as we go through the year and you get busier, lead times extend.
Yep.
People don't take
Well,
that
right
into
now is the
consideration.
time. Like,
It is.
we've went through the slow part of the year. This is the time. Like, after like July 1st, it starts to pick up and it doesn't slow down. July, August, September, October, November, boom, you're there.
It's on.
Like,
Yeah.
it's on.
It's
on
on.
like Donkey Kong.
Yep.
Q2 is already done. And
Q2 done.
You need to make that move or start.
3 is going to
making-
come. 4 is going to come.
Start making that move today. Right. Start that plan today.
Call Chad.
Yeah.
Call Jesse.
absolutely. No, call Chad.
Call me.
Chad first.
You
Yeah,
can call me too.
Chad. Then call Jesse if you don't
Yeah.
like Chad.
My phone's always open too.
Don't call Garrett. Whatever
Don't.
you
Yeah.
get.
He ain't gonna tell you.
He's
anything.
not gonna tell you anything.
You can hear
We
him
would have
crunching
a-
on granola bars
Yeah.
and slurping yogurt.
That actually checks out.
Yeah, for sure.
No,
That checks out.
For
Don't
sure.
worry, he'll do shots with you though.
I could do that.
Next to Iron Man's leg.
Yeah. Oh man, but no, I mean for real, like you got to get ahead of this. You got to
You do.
start thinking about doing it right. Stop cutting corners. Stop delaying. Stop waiting. Stop. Oh, we'll get by. No, start investing in yourself.
Absolutely.
Especially right now. Now's the time to invest in yourself. Be prepared. Things are changing.
Daily, hourly.
People who are ready will have the most work.
They will.
People who are.
Who?
People who
Why
are.
are you calling Brandon a hooer?
Who are
Who are.
who are
That was rude.
yeah, I mean, if you are ready, you will be prepared to take on more work when nobody else can.
Absolutely. And when
Having the right equipment, having the material, having the people, whatever you got, like you want to be the company that when somebody needs something done, they can come to you and you can do it.
Yep.
You don't want to be the company that's like, well, sorry, we can't do anymore.
No.
I'm
right.
so tired of hearing people say like, oh, we're not taking new clients right now. You're not taking business? I'm sorry, we're not taking money. That's what I hear when people say that.
Don't be a tattoo shop.
Uh,
Take clients.
we're not taking any money right now. Thanks for your time.
You know, you are kind of hearing that. I don't know if you're hearing this or not, Chad, but like outsourcing. That is the one thing right now where you just said that and it just kind of rang a bell. How many outsourcers right now are just firing their clients?
Yeah.
Yep.
Like, I had an outsourcer doing it. He can't do it anymore. He just fired you, sir.
He fired
He's
you.
too busy.
He doesn't want to do your job.
He
anymore.
doesn't want to do your job.
Or
He
he-
tripled my price.
He probably got a
Sir,
bigger
he
job.
fired you.
He fired you. And you just
Doesn't
didn't
want to do
realize
your
it.
job.
He gets
He's
it done
making
when he
you
wants
quit.
to.
Yeah.
He's making you quit is what he
Because
did.
when he gets a bigger job, where does he limit? He goes to the bottom.
Yeah, exactly.
The less profitable
Correct.
ones. He gets rid of
Yeah.
those.
The hardest, most complicated jobs are the ones you fire. So, I mean, you got to think about that stuff. Like, as a business, as an employee, as a person in your life, do it right.
Yeah.
Do everything right.
Don't outsource. ShopSaver.com.
Don't outsource.
Don't outsource.
Go buy some donkeys,
Or a horse.
a horse.
Hooters.
I have one for sale.
Oh,
You can email me directly.
what's the countdown? 2 weeks?
July 16th, the moving truck leaves. Kids leave this Sunday.
The kid. Wait, what? You're
Kids.
shipping the kids before the kids to the house?
Yeah, kids leave this Sunday.
Hey, remember how he said he had 3 of them? There's a reason why.
Exactly.
Just
In
ship 3
case
of
we
them out.
lose one along the way.
Yeah, ship the kids out.
Yeah, no, kids leave Sunday. They'll be going
Crazy.
down and they'll be going down 2
Hey,
weeks.
Chad, are you gonna be my new podcast buddy then?
Jesse can't do it remotely.
We're just hoping Jesse knows how to work remotely, let alone tries to podcast remotely.
That backfired.
Oh, man.
We were gonna have him do it remotely last week. How'd that work out?
Dude, I'm telling you, when I woke up that morning, I wanted to talk to nobody.
I know.
I wanted to talk to nobody.
I saw the
felt-
text message.
I felt
I want
terrible.
to talk to nobody.
I don't want to talk to anybody. It was a rough day.
Yeah, it was. It was real rough for us too.
Yeah,
No, I'm just
right.
kidding.
You love it when I'm gone.
It was a vacation. It was great.
It's lonely.
I just sat here, just daydreaming all day long, how great my life was. And then you text me.
I'm sitting here wishing,
Wrecked it all.
man, I wish I had a friend that would check in on me, make sure I was alive.
I checked on you.
You did. You did.
I checked on you, bro.
You did.
Hey, by the way, I was gonna ask you, are you moving your chickens with you?
All the chickens are gone, dude.
Oh, they're gone.
Yeah.
What happened to them?
Oh, Bree killed them.
Oh, good job, Brianna.
All of them are dead.
Oh, okay.
And we didn't eat any of them. Unfortunately, they weren't.
But you had eggs. You had lots of eggs.
We did for a while.
Shit, I think I still have some in the fridge downstairs. I forgot.
She froze those bastards to death.
My God.
Well, see, her gallbladder took
Oh.
a dump on her at the same time, like she was gonna wrap the chicken cage, get it
Yeah.
ready for winter. That didn't happen.
Oh no.
Unfortunately, it was cold.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Understand. I'm sorry.
it happens.
I don't know if that.
People who raise chickens know.
I don't know if I'm in mourning right now. If we're good, I don't know where to go with this. So with that note, I'm Brandon.
I'm Jesse.
I'm Chad.
Thanks for talking shop with Shop Saver.